Batangas State University, a 3-star university listed among the top universities by the QS Stars rating. The first and only state university in the country with engineering and IT programs accredited by the US-based Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology, or ABET. A National Center of Excellence in Electronics Engineering and National Center of Development in Mechanical Engineering and Electrical Engineering. A research and learning hub with 15 research and development centers and maker spaces with state-of-the-art equipment and laboratory facilities. A consistent top-performing school in engineering licensure examinations. Provider of emerging academic programs in engineering and technology in order to produce competent workforce for industries in a developing economy. Endorsed by the Regional Development Council as CALABARZON's Center for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Environment Research and Center for Technology of Business Incubation and Development. Home to the South Luzon Hub for Technopreneurship and Innovation. Breeding ground of innovators, technopreneurs, startups, and knowledge creators that provide engineering and technology solutions to social problems. A knowledge-based institution that forwards innovation programs resulting to the development of new products and technologies that satisfy customer requirements and respond to the needs of the industry and the general society. All of these put Batangas State University at a prime position to expand its mandates and become a key national player in knowledge creation and innovation. This is concretized by the establishment of the Knowledge, Innovation, and Science Technology Park. On May 22, 2020, President Rodrigo R Duterte signed Proclamation No. 947 designating the BatStateU KIST Park as a special economic zone. This makes it the first PEZA-registered KIST Park in the country. As an IT park co-located in a thriving university, the BatStateU KIST Park is a prime destination for locator companies and tech startups to foster dynamic collaboration among universities, multinational companies, and government agencies. PEZA-registered enterprises will benefit from the high-value intellectual capital and physical resources of Batangas State University, including tax holidays and other non-fiscal benefits from operating within this newest ecozone in the country. It is located at the heart of CALABARZON, the second largest economic region in the Philippines that hosts a variety of emerging industries. The BatStateU KIST Park facilities will include Technology Hub, Design and Innovation Building, Information Technology Centrum, Data Center, Convention Center, and a KIST Hotel. Its accessibility, buoyed by the booming Batangas economy and the warm hospitality of the Batangueños, make it an ideal home to business locators and enterprises. The facilities in the newly constructed 5-story BatStateU Science, Technology, Engineering, and Environment Research Hub are already available for locators. The research centers and the locator spaces in the Steer Hub synergize a collaborative working environment for knowledge sharing among researchers, startups, and industry locators. These include Manufacturing Research Center, Electronics Research Center, ICT Research Center, Alternative Energy Research Center, and the Center for Technopreneurship and Innovation. As a technology business incubator, the Center for Technopreneurship and Innovation hosts challenge labs, ideation and incubation programs, design thinking workshops, hackathons, business model pitching competitions, and other technovation activities that would jumpstart innovative products and technology solutions for customers and industry needs. A dynamic partner in regional development, Batangas State University will continue to strengthen industry academic partnerships generate new knowledge, and produce innovative solutions to real-world problems. Batangas State University expands its mandate to actively participate in nation building as a premier national university that develops leaders in a knowledge-based economy by leading innovations and transforming lives.
Amidst the pandemic that dramatically changed the landscapes of the different aspects of our lives, we remain grateful to the multitude of blessings that we receive each day, most especially for Batangas State University. Let us put ourselves in the most holy presence of the Lord for the prayer, followed by the Philippine National Anthem to be led by the BatStateU ad libitum chorus. Great morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Batangas State University's 21st Charter Anniversary Celebration with the theme, Expanding Mandates for National Competitiveness and Sustainable Development. To give his message, let us all virtually welcome our ever-dedicated Great Red Spartan leader, ladies and gentlemen, our University President, Dr. Tirso A. Ronquillo.
Ang aking maalam na pagbati sa lahat ng mga opisyal, guro, kawani, at mga mag-aaral ng ating pamantasan. Ngayon ay pinagdiriwang natin ang ika-21 taon ng pagka-unibersidad ng ating paaralan at ang ika-119 na taon ng pagkatatag nito bilang institusyon ng mataas na pagkatuto. Ang halos 12 dekada ng ating pagkatatag at mahigit 2 dekada ng ating pagka-unibersidad ay saksi sa makulay na larawan ng ating kasaysayan. Nagsimula bilang isang payak na paaralan para sa teknikal na kasanayan noong taong 1903. Ito'y naging kolehiyo noong taong 1968 at naging isang ganap na universidad noong taong 2001. Malayo-layo na rin ang naabot ng ating universidad. Mula sa ilang kursong teknikal, maraming kurso sa iba't ibang larangan ng kasanayan ang binuksan at sa kasalukuyan, ang ating universidad ay isa sa pinakamalaking paaralan sa bansa. Maraming mga mag-aaral ang nagsipagtapos at naging ganap na profesional at ngayon ay umuugit ng ating mga industriya, pamahalaan at komunidad. Lumawak ang gawaing pang-akademiko, pananaliksik at pagpapaunlad. Lumago ang pinansyal na posisyon at dumami ang mga katuwang na institusyon sa loob at labas ng ating bansa. Dulot nito, ang ating universidad ay kinilala bilang isa sa mga universidad na may pinakamataas na antas sa buong bansa. Dahil dito, marapat lamang napasalamatan natin ang ating mga guro, kawani at mga mag-aaral sa kanilang ipinamalas na kadakilaan, kahusayan at katapatan sa paglilingkod sa ating universidad. Gayon din, ngayon ay binibigyang pugay natin ang ating mga retiradong guro at mga kawani na naging bahagi ng kasaysayan ng ating dakilang paaralan. Itinatanghal din natin ang mga mag-aaral na nagpamalas ng kakaibang husay sa kanilang larangan at kinilala hindi lamang sa bansa kundi sa buong mundo. Ngayon ay araw ng pagbabalik tanaw sa ating kasaysayan, araw ng pagdiriwang ng ating tagumpay, at araw ng pagpapasalamat at pagpupuri sa ating Poong may kapal sa kanyang mayamang biyaya sa ating lahat. Bilang hamon, patuloy tayong tumugon sa pangangailangan ng ika-21 siglo. Patuloy tayong magpakahusay sa larangan ng ating kaalaman. Patuloy nating pag-alabin ang katapatan ng ating paglilingkod habang lumalawak ang pagkatawag sa ating institusyon tungo sa kagalingang pambansa at tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Mabuhay ang minamahal nating universidad, ang nag-iisang Batangas State University.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your heartwarming message. As the saying goes, do what you love and you'll never work another day in your life. Might just be an expression for many, yet materialized by some of our Red Spartan community members. That is why they have entirely devoted their dedication and loyalty to our dear Batangas State University. At this point, we give all the honors to our dear Red Spartan family members who have extended their service and themselves for the optimum improvement of our beloved institution. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present to you our dear Red Spartan Service Awardees, our retirees.
Honoring our Red Spartan retirees who have shown paramount loyalty to our beloved Batangas State University all throughout and even beyond the height of their careers. Mrs. Dalisay C. Rodriguez, 44 years. Mrs. Paulita R. de los Reyes, 43 years. Dr. Bernadette A. Panopio, 43 years. Mrs. Maria Teresa G. Abiad, 41 years. Mr. Eleuterio H. Arellano, 41 years. Engineer Benedicto S. Noriega, 40 years. Mr. Godofredo D. Velasquez, 40 years. Mr. Regidor C. Suelto, 40 years. Miss Sandra C. Romanes, 40 years. Dr. Irma B. Kinay, 39 years. Mrs. Dolores J. Baez, 39 years. Mrs. Loida F. Tungao, 39 years. Mr. Leo Degario G. Ferres, 39 years. Mrs. Febronia M. Soriano, 38 years. Miss Marina G. Adato, 38 years. Dr. Rubilin M. Latido, 38 years. Mr. Malesio Joseph B. Bo, 38 years. Mr. Reynaldo M. Balahibo, 38 years. Engineer Edgardo F. Florindo, 37 years. Mr. Serviliano A. Gardiano, 37 years. Engineer Mario G. Bucas, 37 years. Mrs. Jerusalem E. Salas, 37 years. Mrs. Merlita B. Mendoza, 36 years. Mr. Nestor V. Perez, 36 years. Mr. Gerardo M. Villaflor, 36 years. Mrs. Evelyn L. Pedrajas, 35 years. Mrs. Josephine B. Vasquez, 36 years. Mr. Rodrigo V. Sobrevilla, 34 years. Mrs. Neria L. de Guzman, 32 years. Mr. Romeo M. Gamara, 31 years. Mr. Mario G. Abora, 31 years. Mrs. Flarida P. Gaba, 24 years. Mrs. Marlene P. Montalvo, 22 years. Mrs. Bonifacia Nelsie A. Tabuhara, 22 years. Dr. Evangeline B. Gardiano, 19 years. Mrs. Sonia Teresa M. Martinez, 18 years. Engineer Mario R. Baksa, 17 years. Mrs. Marichu O. Zavarte, 16 years. Mrs. Victoria M. Magbantay, 15 years. Mr. Antonio G. Rapil, 13 years. Mr. Rodolfo L. Francisco, 13 years. Mrs. Gloria L. Araos, 13 years. Thank you very much for your genuine service to the entire Batangas State University.
In behalf of all the Red Spartan retirees, let us all attentively listen to their message.
Dr. Irma B. Kinay, a life of service in the university, 39 years. That is the number of years that Dr. Irma B. Kinay spent as an educator and administrative official at Batangas State University. As Dr. Kinay retired from service last July 1, 2020, she could not help but be grateful to the university and to her colleagues for all those years of dedicated service to the institution.
Warm greetings to you all. First and foremost, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our university president, Dr. Tirso A. Ronquillo, for his trust and confidence in bestowing on my behalf as Vice President of his administration. Also, my sincerest appreciation to the Vice Chancellor and the Chancellors and the Vice Presidents of the University, Professor Rogelio Antinor, Attorney Luz Biminda Rosales, Engineer Albertson Amante, and Attorney Noel Umanda. The Chancellors, Dr. Expedito Acorda, Dr. Philip Del Rosario, Dr. Enrico Dalamin, Dr. Jesse Montalvo, and Attorney Alvin De Silva. Also, I am also grateful to the Vice Chancellors, the College Deans, the Associate Deans, the Directors, Assistant Directors, Department Heads, and all other officials of the University. Special thanks also to the Confed President, Dr. Christopher Conrad Tirada. But most importantly, to all the faculty members, my dear administrative staff, students, for your unwavering support during my administration as Vice President, both in the academic affairs as well as in research, extension, planning, and development. It has only been, I think, 2 years that I have retired, but I can still feel the warmth of the university atmosphere. Truly, I miss my academic and administrative function in the university. Nevertheless, may I share also with you, especially those who are still here, to serve our beloved university with utmost care, dedication, and commitment. Mabuhay ang Batangas State University. God bless Batangas State University. And God bless us all. Thank you very much.
Okay, there we have it. I know all of us are dreaming to also have that golden moment in our career for Batangas State University. And together, we can all make that into reality. At this point, let us witness the graceful performance of the Diwayanis Dance Theater.
Alay, ganun kaganda din sa amin sa Batangas. Culture, tradition, dances, heritage.
Tayo na at pagmasdan ang kay gandang tanawin. Halina't maglibang sa puso ng kalikasan at mamasyal doon sa may dalang pasigan. At doon tayo ay lumangoy sa kanyang dagat. Ang Verde Island Passage ay walang kasing ganda at sa paligid ang kulay ay kay sigla. Kalikasan, kabundukan, akyatin natin ang isang bulkang taas. Kay sarap dito, kapeng barako, at ang sikat na 29 balisong. Basta ang buhay ay puno ng kasiyahan. Kasaysayan ng lahi ay tagay, tahanan ng lahing may dangan. Nandito sa'y lapit, ang nais mo'y palaging magbalik. Halina't sa Batangas.
Subli is a dance, a religious ritual, a panata or a solemn vow directed to the Holy Cross for all the blessings, and the people's belief that the cross has the power to ward off evil spirits. Rich Batangas.
Thank you very much, Diwayanis Dance Theater. Truly, our Red Spartan dancers have this brilliant talent. We will be continuing the presentation of our Dear Red Spartan Service Awardees. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we formally present and thank the following who have served Batangas State University from 25 to 40 years.
As we banner the symbols that make up the Tower of Wisdom and its role in nation building, more than a landmark, the people working for the university cements its reputation and image in the national and global arena, carrying on the top the cogwheel of our tower. And above anything else, it is with great pride and privilege that we honor them and the service that they have provided for the university in the last 20 to 40 years. proudly presenting our Red Spartan Services awardees who have been fully committed to our dear university all throughout the decades. Non-teaching personnel: Mr. Joel M. Labayo, Mrs. Maria Rowena J. Maranan, Dr. Tirso A. Ronquillo, Mr. Ariel S. Sahona, Mr. Lorenzo H. Vasquez Jr., Miss Julieta C. Villavicencio. Teaching personnel: Mr. Wilfredo U. Abellera, Dr. Rosenda A. Bronce, Mrs. Glenda L. De Mesa, Dr. Philip Y. Del Rosario, Miss Erenia T. Diaz, Miss Glenda M. Di Maano, Dr. Matilda H. Di Maano, Miss Jocelyn S. Elnar, Dr. Aimee M. Gia, Mr. Alex I. Magboo, Mr. Leosmundo E. Manalo, Mr. Rodante G. Melo, Mr. Gaudencio B. Panganiban, Mr. Roel D. Tolentino, non-teaching personnel: Mr. George Q. Cantos, Mrs. Neria L. De Guzman, Mr. Mario G. Ebora. Teaching personnel: Mrs. Bebet Carmela V. Bisa, Miss Agnes V. Conti, Miss Imelda M. Panopio, and Miss Noraida P. Ramos. Non-teaching personnel: Mr. Janicio R. Agenza, Miss Maria Nelia L. Narvacan, Miss Josephine B. Vasquez. Teaching personnel: Engineer Paulina M. Makatangay, Mr. Jovito C. Plata, Mr. Federico H. Rojales, Engineer David P. Sulit, and Mr. Gerardo M. Villaflor. Non-teaching personnel: Mr. Lucito S. Bayot, Mr. Arceo C. Cantos, Mrs. Zenaida B. Manalo. Teaching Personnel, Mrs. Maria Teresa G. Abiad, Dr. Amado C. Gequinto, Engineer Benedicto S. Noriega, and Mr. Regidor S. Suelto.
Truly a notable milestone, a two-way blessing indeed to be part of the university for that long and for the university to reciprocate our service. Once again, thank you to our service awardees under the 25 to 40 year service category. And now, let us witness another showcase of artistic skills of our dear Red Spartans. Let us virtually give a hand for the BatStateU Band.
There ain't no gold in this river, but I've been washing my hands in forever. I know there is hope in these waters, but I can't bring myself to swim when I am drowning in this silence, baby. Let me in. I had good intentions and I had hopes, but knowing now that probably doesn't even show. Go easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to feel the world around me. I had no time to choose what I chose to do. Easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to feel the world around me. I had no time to choose what I chose to do. So go easy on me.
And to continue, we now formally present the BatStateU 20-Year Service Awards to our dear Red Spartan honorees.
Proudly presenting our Red Spartan Services awardees who have exemplified their unwavering support to our dear university for a couple of decades. Non-teaching personnel, Mrs. Jenny M. Abdon, Mr. Ariston A. Flores, Mr. Maloney C. Vasquez, Mr. Ariel M. Zaraspe, Teaching Personnel, Mr. Roberto B. Abas Jr. Dr. Rowena R. Abrea. Mrs. Mary Gail C. Ahena. Dr. Robert E. Alvarez. Dr. Agnes D. Arellano. Mr. Joel B. Bakay. Mr. Jose Alejandro R. Belen. Dr. Gina D. Bonifacio. Dr. Lorisa Joanna E. Buenas. Engineer Roderick A. Cabael. Mrs. Maria Teresa D. Calma. Mr. Erwin A. Caparas. Dr. Rosalinda M. Comia. Dr. Teresia O. Conti. Mrs. Marife M. Cusi. Miss Lorna V. Dacilio. Dr. Enrico M. Dalangin. Dr. Leandro A. Dalhag. Mrs. Bernardita A. De Chavez. Mr. Froilan G. Destreza. Dr. Alyssa S. Diaz. Mrs. Mylan G. Arawa. Dr. Marisol Grace Z. Fernando. Miss Jennifer B. Francisco. Dr. Armerita T. Generoso. Mr. Japner Xavier L. Guevara. Dr. Romeo M. Guillo Jr. Mrs. Maria Teresa A. Hernandez. Dr. Bandeline M. Landicho. Mrs. Elarina B. Linsangan. Dr. Noriel A. Makalalad. Dr. Carmela S. Makatangay. Engineer Rhea M. Makatangay. Mrs. Julita R. Magtibay. Engineer Ernesto C. Magundayaw. Dr. Neri E. Malaluan. Dr. Irene H. Maralit. Engineer Adrian Ferdinand M. Melo. Mr. Armando V. Mendoza Jr., Mr. Ronnie A. Mendoza, Mr. Dolphus G. Misiano, Mrs. Marlene P. Montalvo, Mr. Marcelino M. Ona Jr., Engineer Jovito P. Permante, Ms. Glesiera R. Quizon, Dr. Genoveva M. Ramos, Engineer Divina Gracia D. Ronquillo, Engineer Joselito K. Santos, Dr. Jordan R. Taeza, Miss Maritel J. Tiangco, Dr. Cecily B. Chu, Dr. Maria Luisa A. Valdez, Mrs. Marilu A. Vera,
Thank you very much to our Red Spartan awardees. And to give another rush of exceptional performing arts, let us all welcome our Red Spartan talents. service awardees under the 15-year category.
With the splashes of water from the fountain of dreams that radiates a healthy environment conducive to learning, an atmosphere that highlights the beauty of creation and symbolizes the richness of dreams of our community, it is with great pride that we share this milestone to these hardworking men and women as we aspire to reach for our dreams and our dreams for the nation. Proudly presenting our Red Spartan Services awardees who have exhibited their dedication to our dear university for more than a decade. Non-teaching personnel: Mr. Jose B. Atienza Jr., Mrs. Corazon E. Balmes, Mrs. Corazon R. Cantos, Mr. Nestor F. Gaimo, Attorney Irvin Jared S. Cunanan, Mr. Orville F. Fahilan, Miss Elaine L. Guerrero, Mr. Julio R. Magnaye, Mrs. Myra J. Mello, Mr. Juvenal R. Oriondo, Mr. Richard R. Pangadiban, Mr. Romeo L. Ramos, Miss Susan T. Riaño, Miss Abigail F. Rivera, and Mr. Ramil S. Torrenueva. Teaching personnel: Mrs. Luz Beminda A. Abacan, Engineer Albertson D. Amante, Dr. Teodorica G. Ani, Miss Maria Fe M. Bagon, Dr. Francis G. Balazon, Dr. Jocelyn C. Banay-Banay, Dr. Romel U. Briones, Mrs. Dayan S. Cular, Attorney Alvin R. De Silva, Engineer Alan V. De Villa, Mrs. Chevelle B. Gaan, Mr. Perseus M. Garcia, Miss Jingle G. Guevara, Mrs. Melly D. Gico, Mrs. Nanita G. Hornilia, Miss Lucina S. Lat, Mrs. Rosanna C. Lat, Miss Annalyn G. Makatangay, Mr. Lloyd H. Makatangay, Mr. Arnold Q. Malaluan, Miss Alona M. Manalo, Mrs. Maria Concepcion P. Manalo, Mrs. Lorena F. Mendoza, Mr. Norcin L. Montalvo, Dr. Marian C. Panganiban, Miss Yolanda L. Pasha, Mr. Rodalito D. Pega, Dr. Jennifer M. Perez, Engineer Mary Rose F. Persincula, Mr. Conrado D. M. Reyes, Mr. Ignacio H. Sadyangcolor, Mr. Alan Noel G. Tiangco, Engineer Mary Lee Catherine C. Untalan, Attorney Edgar E. Valdez, Miss Marichu O. Zavarte,
And now, presenting the service awardees who have been with Batangas State University for 10 years.
Just like the gateway to greatness, which serves as the path to discovering new knowledge and great ideas towards the fulfillment of our dreams, it is imperative that we appreciate these people who walk with us in reaching the end of the tunnel, greatness. Proudly presenting our Red Spartan Services awardees who have demonstrated their continuous appreciation and loyalty to our dear university for a decade. Non-teaching personnel: Mr. Greg L. Abellanida, Miss Esther R. Aguila, Miss Johanna Paula H. Barcelon, Mrs. Cynthia L. Castillo, Mrs. Anisha A. Cordero, Miss Mabel R. de las Alas, Mr. Rahadel V. Destreza, Mr. Lorenzo A. Guevara, Mrs. Luwalhati H. Tugonon, Miss Annalyn H. Venzon, Mr. Ricomar D. Villapando, Mrs. Anisha M. Villena, Teaching personnel: Miss Cherry D. Abeleda, Mr. Romel M. Aceron, Dr. Expedito V. Acorda, Mr. June Carlo S. Ada, Miss Rosette M. Agbay, Mr. Gerald T. Aguila. Dr. Camilo C. Alulod. Engineer Dindo T. Ani. Mrs. Catherine T. Arellano. Dr. Daisy S. Arieta. Dr. Jeffrey C. Arieta. Dr. Daisel D. Asi. Dr. Jennifer B. Atienza. Mr. Marvin A. Atienza. Miss Lauren Jane E. Balan. Mr. Joseph D. Balangay. Mr. Richard M. Banyes. Dr. Gil B. Barte. Mrs. Elaine Noreen G. Baksa. Dr. Myra A. Bersoto. Engineer Manolin V. Calapatya. Mrs. Jane Carla M. Castillo. Dr. Romer C. Castillo. Mr. Alexander J. Corachea. Mrs. Robelyn P. Cunanan. Mr. Christopher C. Destreza. Engineer Oliver S. Di Mailig. Mr. Homer A. Di Malibot. Miss Ronarica V. Diones. Mr. Erwin L. Enriquez. Mr. John Richard M. Esguerra. Miss Kristen Grace B. Estilo. Mr. Angelito Alexis A. Evangelio. Mr. Philip D. Heneta. Mrs. May G. Gonzalez. Mrs. Sherlyn M. Guhit. Mr. Joseph Rizalde E. Gilio. Mrs. Amor A. Ilagan. Mr. Elvis B. Lumanglas. Mr. Jerry P. Lumbera. Mr. Brian M. Makasaet. Miss Cecilia D. Magnaye. Engineer Reggie C. Magnaye. Miss Renalyn D. Malabanan. Mr. Michael A. Manalo, Dr. Nikki Boy A. Manalo, Mr. David Sol M. Mendoza, Mr. Joseph D. Mendoza, Engineer Suzette M. Mercado, Mrs. Emily A. Ona, Mr. Leonald C. Osera, Mr. Mars G. Panganiban, Mr. Angelo C. Panilagan, Engineer Janice F. Peralta, Dr. Gamar G. Perez, Mrs. Ivy Fides R. Perez, Mr. Estelito J. Punungbayan, Mr. Jason B. Reyes, Mrs. Mary Grace B. Rivera, Dr. Benson A. Robles, Mrs. Joanna Marie V. Salak, Mr. Rance Mervin A. Salak, Sir Leo R. Salazar, Mr. Benji R. Samonte, Engineer Ralph Gerard B. Sanggalang, Dr. Jeffrey S. Sarmiento, Dr. Monette M. Sukiat, Dr. Christopher Conrad M. Tejada, Ms. Maiko B. Tialenko, Dr. Charmaine Rose I. Trevino, Mr. Julius R. Tolentino, Ms. Laurice E. Tolentino, Dr. Elroy Joseph C. Valdez,
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, our Red Spartan Service awardees who selflessly committed themselves for Batangas State University. Once again, congratulations and thank you very much. Now, let us witness another artistic expression of our dear Red Spartans. Let us virtually give them a hand.
Mama, kumusta na? Di na tayo laging nakikita. Miss na kita sobra. Lagi na lang kami ang inuuna. Di ba po Dahil ikaw ang aking mata sa tuwing mundo'y nag-iibang dahilan ng aking paghinga. Kaya huwag mag-alala, ipikit ang iyong mata. Pahinga muna, ako nang bahala. Labis pa sa labis sa iyong nagawa, Papa. Pahinga muna, ako na. La-ta-da-ta-da, la-ta-da-ta-da, la-ta-da-ta-da-ta-da, la-ta-da-ta-da, 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 di ko nasasayangin pa mga natitirang pahinga. Tungo na kung saan naroon na mahalaga. At kahit na kailan pumay, di mo malapagkat. Dala ko ang lapas at mamapunta kung saan nagmula. Pahinga muna, ako na.
Batangas State University has always been committed to deliver quality education that evidently led to the improvement of the lives of our stakeholders. Now, we will be presenting to you the different Red Spartans who have continuously contributed to the non-stop addition of significant milestones of Batangas State University.
Looking back at the humble roots of the university as far as 1903, this barren piece of land burgeoned to be one of the leading state universities not only in Batangas and CALABARZON but even in the entire country. From being a manual training school to Pablo Bourbon Memorial Institute of Technology, by virtue of the Republic Act 9045 signed into law on March 22, 2001, PBMIT was elevated to a new status and was honored to be the Batangas State University or BatStateU. Since then, BatStateU continued to press on, carrying the rich heritage and history of the school, and further established its foundation to be leaders of innovations and Catholic characters to transform lives. Over the last 3 years, Batangas State University continues to display supremacy in the Professional Regulation Commission licensure examinations, making it a home for Red Spartan achievers and industry professionals. With the university's pursuit in producing competent leaders in the global knowledge economy, these outstanding students exemplified what it is to be universally excellent and champions in their own respective fields. Meet our Red Spartan top-notchers from 2019 to 2022. Engineer Angelo A. Imbo, Rank 10, February 2019, Mechanical Engineer Licensure Examination. Miss Nika Rose A. Esplana, RPM, Rank 10, October 2019, Psychometrician Licensure Examination. Engineer Rex Gregor M. Lilo, Rank 4, November 2019, Chemical Engineer Licensure Examination. Architect Ryan R. Adarlo, Rank 3, August 2021, Architect Licensure Examination. Engineer Ray Vincent R. Coladelia, Rank 4, August 2021, Sanitary Engineer Licensure Examination. Cale James F. Valencia, Rank 7, September 2021, Registered Master Electrician Examination. It is also with great pride and honor that we carry on our legacy as one of the universities sitting on the top of the list during licensure examinations. As we position ourselves to become a premier national university, these placements serves as a testament of commitment to continuously improve not only in academic performance, but more so in producing global-ready graduates. Top 1. With 91.49% of passing rate or 43/47. November 2019 Chemical Engineer Licensure Examination. Top 1. With 100% of passing rate, 81/81. August 2019 Mechanical Engineer Licensure Examination. Top 8. With 86.76% of passing rate, 59/68. April 2019 Registered Electrical Engineer Licensure Examination. Top 1. With 92/55% of passing rate, 174/188. February 2020 Mechanical Engineer Licensure Examination. Top 1. With 84.31% of passing rate, 43/51. August 2021 Sanitary Engineer Licensure Examination. Top 2. With 89.20% of passing rate, 157/176. February 2022 Mechanical Engineer Licensure Examination. Top 3. With 85.71% of passing rate, 48/56. January 2022 Licensure Exam for Teachers, Secondary Level. Not only in academics do Batangas State University put its focus on, but also in strategic initiatives which can help communities and the environment to become a safer space to live in. More than the plaques and laurels, to build a more conducive and people-friendly learning and working environment, and undertaking endeavors to cement the core of its projects to a stronger foundation of nation building are the ultimate purpose of these awarded programs and activities of the university over the last 3 years. Bannering its massive infrastructure development, Batangas State University was hailed as the 2021 Outstanding Project Implementer by the CALABARZON Regional Development Council last December 9, 2021. The award is given to a project implementer which exemplifies efficiency in project management and implementation, innovations in good practices, and budget utilization. The Department of Social Welfare and Development awarded Batangas State University as a 2021 Gawad Serbisyo National Awardee last February 28, 2022 during the 2021 Panata Ako sa Bayan Awards, pagkilala sa natatanging kontribusyon sa bayan. The Gawad Serbisyo Award is a recognition given by the DSWD to partners in government service which exemplified humanitarian assistance, timely services and logistical support, specifically during relief services, emergency assistance, and disaster operation. It was further secured by another award from the DSWD Region 4A CALABARZON, recognizing Batangas State University as a 2021 Gawad Serbisyo Regional Awardee last March 2022 during the regional installment of the said awarding ceremony. With the university's pursuit of growth, innovation, and sustainable development, the all-female chemical engineering students of BatStateU engineered their way to the top as the Team Wonder Pets were hailed as the eventual champions in the 2022 World Engineering Day Hackathon by UNESCO. They were the only team from the Philippines to enter the finals and ranked first out of 125 teams from 23 participating countries. Tackling water accessibility and a changing climate, Gia Luwalhati, Nicole Elizabeth Tan, and Rainier Jacqueline Bool, with their mentor, Dr. Raymark Maalihan, devised a water pollutant absorbent based on a metal organic framework, chemically recycling terephthalic acid and extracted from PET bottles.
There we have it once again. Kudos Kudos and big congratulations to all our Red Spartan achievers. But wait, there's more! With the overflowing talents and skills of the Batangas State University community, let us all be mesmerized by the Red Spartan Unity Dance and Music performed by BatStateU Culture and Arts groups and faculty members.
Pag tayo ay sama-sama, mayroong pagkakaisa. Tayo ang sagot upang maging masagana. Marami ang nakakakita kung paano tayo mangarap. Ang langit, lupa, kalikasan, at kultura ay magiging gabay patungo sa isang progresibong paglalakbay.
Sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw. Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw. Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw. Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw.
Ilog ng mga ulap, hinipan ng hangin. Uni ng mga ibon, naglalakbay sa kapawid. Kay sarap mabuhay, sa ilalim ng nag-iisang mundo makulay. Sayaw, sayaw, sumasayaw ang langit. Kay raming dahilan upang magdiwang. Tayo ay pinag-isa ng langit, lupa, kalikasan at kultura. Sayaw, sayaw, sumasayaw ang langit. Kay raming dahilan upang magdiwang. Tayo ay pinag-isa ng langit, lupa, kalikasan at kultura.
Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw. Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw. Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw. Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw.
Lupa ay nilayani ng mga awitin. Lahat na paiindak sa saya ng himig. Kay sarap ng buhay na inaalay sa pasasalamat at pagpupugay. Sayaw, sayaw, sumasayaw ang langit. Kay raming dahilan upang magdiwang. Tayo ay pinag-isa ng langit, lupa, kalikasan at kultura. Sayaw, sayaw, sumasayaw ang langit. Kay raming dahilan upang magdiwang. Tayo ay pinag-isa ng langit, lupa, kalikasan at kultura.
Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw. Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw. Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw. Tayo na ang sumayaw, umiyak at gumalaw.
Sayaw, sayaw, sumasayaw ang langit. Kay raming dahilan upang magdiwang. Tayo ay pinag-isa ng langit, lupa, kalikasan at kultura. Sayaw, sayaw, sumasayaw ang langit. Kay raming dahilan upang magdiwang. Tayo ay pinag-isa ng langit, lupa, kalikasan at kultura. Sayaw, sayaw, sumasayaw ang langit. Kay raming dahilan upang magdiwang. Tayo ay pinag-isa ng langit, lupa, kalikasan at kultura.
Leading innovations, transforming lives.
Sa pamamagitan ng ating pagkakaisa ay matagumpay nating nakamit ang ating mga pangarap. Ang ating mga adhikain noong nakaraang panahon ay atin nang ipinagdiriwang ngayon. Ang imposible ay naging posible dahil sa ating pagtutulungan. Tunay na pasasalamat at pagpupugay ang aking ipinararating sa inyong lahat. Maligayang bati sa pagkakatatag ng Batangas State University. Mabuhay!
ceremony. Yet indeed, the continuous unleashing of the marvels of Batangas State University is everlasting. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for virtually being with us in this exceptional achievement as we all live out the Red Spartan zeal of leading innovations, transforming lives. Zito, Red Spartans.
Hail to you, dear BatStateU. Hail, alma mater mine. Onward to the sunrise, onward to the best. With dignity we'll carry your name with pride. We shall proclaim your honor and your vision to the nation and the world. Hail the red and white, hail the hero's blood, hail Batangas State University forever. We shall shine. With dignity we'll carry your name with pride. We shall proclaim your honor and your vision to the nation and the world. Hail the red and white, hail the hero's blood, hail Batangas State University forever. We shall shine.